Hello everybody and welcome back to Carl Fix. Today I'm going to have a video on repairing or trying to repair the boot sector on your hard drive if your computer won't boot with an error such as the couple that I'm going to put on the screen now. So here you may boot your system up and see the boot manager is missing, or in more modern Windows you may get this error here, the recovery boot sector error. And the reason why I'm going into this is because I'm on a forum on Facebook that's 100% free advice on PC and computing issues, and probably about 10 times a day this same question comes up about how people's computers will not boot. And the default answer on that group with people who are probably less knowledgeable is you need to reinstall Windows, you need to clear your hard drive, you've got a broken hard drive. When a lot of people in fact don't realise there's a few simple steps you can take before you have to erase your whole computer or buy a new hard drive. So first of all, the most likely culprit is a bad boot sector on the hard drive which you will need to rewrite. But the first thing I would advise anyone to check is to make sure that their hard drive is their #1 boot device. So to do that you need to restart your computer, and depending on the computer and the motherboard you normally press delete or F12 to get into the BIOS menu. If you've got a modern BIOS it will look something like this, more in depth, but you would press the settings, go on boot mode select, and here you can see a list of all the devices you can boot from. And you would click into this, and you need to make sure that your hard drive that Windows is installed to is your #1 boot device. You would then click out your BIOS, save and exit, try and restart, and hopefully your device is now the main boot device and it will boot fine. The likelihood is if you've got on the previous two errors you will need to do a little bit more than that. Okay, yeah, so option 2 is to make a bootable USB stick with a Windows backup on there that you can either boot repair from, or if you need to reinstall Windows in full. It's a good idea to have one of these available at all times whether you're having the issues or not, because a lot of the times these USB sticks can solve the problem but nobody makes a Windows backup. And the easiest way to do this is to use a program called Rufus. If you Google this program, it's a very small download. Just Google Rufus software, take you a minute to download, and you'll have something like this running on your computer. So in the device at the top, I'll just give you a quick run through of how to do it. You choose your USB stick you've plugged into your PC to make this boot device. The boot selection, you want a disk or ISO. Then on this select box here, what you want to do is select download, click it, no, not select, sorry, click download. It will bring up this image box which allows you to choose the relevant version of Windows. So if you're on 8, choose 8. If you're on 10, choose 10. Click continue, and here you'll be able to see the build. So this is the latest build of Windows that you'll be able to put onto your bootable device. What I would advise is choosing an older one, so 703, 709, 803. The reason for this is some of the newer builds of Windows do not include the startup repair on the ISO, so choose an older one. Even if you have to reinstall Windows from this, you can always do the Windows update to the newest Windows at a later time. But for the purpose of this, all we want is the startup repair files. So you would click continue, it would highlight start, click start, and it will automatically download and install the USB bootable file to your USB stick. So as you can see, this is my USB stick. Here are the files. If I now you would plug or leave the USB stick in your computer, or plug it in if you haven't already got it in. And again, what you need to do is restart your computer or turn it on and hit the BIOS button, delete F12, whatever the BIOS key is on your computer. So I will go into this a little bit in depth here, because you will need to select the boot device to be your USB stick. Some motherboards will automatically choose the USB stick as your boot device. Others you'll need to manually select it as before. So again, on the modern motherboard, settings, boot mode select, and here where it says hard disk at the minute, as you can see down here, it says USB key, or say USB stick, or say your brand of USB stick. You need to change that to boot option 1. So just click enter on here and select the USB stick as boot option 1. Save and exit your BIOS, restart, click your delete or F12 button, and you will boot. Just restart, and it will restart and boot from the USB stick. If you've got an older version of Windows, you're likely going to see a screen more like this. Options along the top, you need to select the boot option. Select hard drive properties, and it'll take you to another screen similar to this. I mean, not every BIOS is the same, but you'll see something like this. It lists your boot devices. As you can see, this says generic USB flash drive. It will likely say your hard drive if you've not already set it to boot. So you click enter on there, select the USB stick as your boot drive. Exit and save. On the BIOS, it will restart your computer and you will get a screen similar to this. Do you want to install Windows now? You might get a screen before this that says enter your location. Just enter it. We're clicking repair your computer, not install, repair. So click repair and you'll be taken to another screen, which will look something like this. Advanced options or reset. Click advanced options. You will then see continue, troubleshoot, turn off. Click troubleshoot. And if you've downloaded a correct version of Windows via Rufus, you will see the startup repair box. Like I say, if you don't have this box, go back to Rufus and try downloading a different version of the Windows ISO. You need this startup repair. Click the startup repair. If it prompts you, say run, restart, whatever, and it will try and repair the boot sector of your computer on the hard disk. Then it will reboot and hopefully your computer will reboot back to Windows as normal. If this is still causing you problems, option 3 would be make sure your actual physical hard drive is seated properly in the computer. So if you've knocked your desk, moving your laptop around, it could have come unseated or whatever. Take your hard drive out of your computer, reseat it, then try and reboot. It is possible this could work. It's a long shot, but at least you don't have to erase all your data if it does. And then we'll go on to section 4, which is more complicated. And if you're desperate to keep your data, this might work. And it's not something I'm going to show you on this video. It's something I will mention. But Google write in your own boot sector. So you can do it all through command prompts and try and manually rewrite the boot sector to your hard drive. It's not something I'm going to go into on this video. It's a video all into itself. There's many more websites and YouTube videos out there that go in depth into rewriting your own boot sector. It's something, if you really are at a last resort and you need to do it, have a look into it. It's something that probably beginners and whatnot will not want to do, but it is there as an option. And then the next option is just to fully reinstall Windows from scratch. So this will likely lose all your data, but again, you would have to boot from the USB like I've shown you, through and up to this screen. Instead, you would just do install Windows and you go through the full Windows installation process again. If you're lucky, it might keep your data. If not, you'll have a full, fresh version of Windows and you'll have to restart everything again and you'll lose all your data. So back up your data often if you have things on there that you need to keep. And finally, if all of these things don't work, I would advise maybe taking it into a computer shop, see if they can do something else, something more advanced to recover the boot sector or the data on your hard drive, or your hard drive may just be dead. It might have gone. You may need a brand new hard drive. They are the options I'm going to give you today. Like I say, the first 2 or 3 are what no one seems to advise. Everyone's just jumps on the, you've got a broken hard drive, you need to reinstall Windows. Try these other things first. It will be less hassle than reinstalling Windows, and you won't lose all the data on your computer, all your programs, your files, your photos. Don't just jump straight to the worst conclusion. Try and fix the problem first. And with that, I'm going to leave the video there, and hopefully this helps someone with reinstalling their boot sector, or at least getting their drives to work again. Thanks a lot. Hit the like, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.